What's up, Springfield Nation? Steve Leslie, YSNLive.com. Player profile for the Springfield Tigers. Playoff style regional championship week as your Springfield Tigers will face Creston Norwayne. But proud to be joined by Clayton Medvec. He's a senior kicker, wide receiver, defensive back for this player profile. It's sponsored by WRS Insurance Solutions, a proud sponsor of Springfield local football, and we thank them for all they do. But Clayton, thanks for joining us.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, so let's jump into a little bit for the Tiger Nation to get to learn a little bit about Clayton Medvec. Talk a little bit about your family, some of the things about yourself, and any shout-outs you want to give to the Springfield Nation.
My dad, who he really helped me out throughout the 4 years of playing football and taking me where I need to go and just helped me out mentally and physically. And my mom, she really did a lot for my family, which I have 3 younger sisters. Actually, I'm the oldest, Kylie, Ella, and Sophia. And they're in sports too.
Okay.
But it's just like we're just an athletic family, and we just love the game, love playing, and they love coming to the games, the basketball games, football games, soccer games for my sister. It's just a fun time.
So it's a busy family. I could see there's an event every day. But my question for you, that has to be important for you. It has to be special during this COVID. You're a senior. At one point, I didn't know if there would be football. I'm sure you guys were there. Then you get a chance to play on a great football team. How important that is it for you to know that your family is there and being able to watch you play? What does that mean to you?
Well, it means a lot, really. I mean, it's just like it just takes like my mind off the game, and I can just like think that like my family's here. That's all that matters. Just want to go out and show them all that I can do while I can in this short amount of time of high school football. And I just really appreciate it.
Well, I know they appreciate you, so shout out to your family for all the support they give you, obviously, with Clayton Medvec. WRS Insurance Solutions is the sponsor to player profile. They will play Creston Norwayne regional final. We'll have it for you on YSNLive.com Saturday night. You can catch the game. For those of you that are unfortunate to not have a ticket, we'll have it for you at 7 o'clock. Let's dive into yourself a little bit as a football player. Kicker, what I'm going to say right off the bat, one of the best kickers I've seen in high school. What you do for the football team on kickoffs, pinning teams deep, touchbacks, that is a key for this football team. So let's start there. What does it mean to you to be able to do that? And talk about your kicking a little bit. Is that something that you knew you could do at a younger age and you continue to get better at it?
Well, I mean, when I came to Springfield in 5th grade, and I was playing soccer, like club soccer, and I wasn't really planning on playing football, but I mean, there was no high school boys soccer team at Springfield. So I kind of quit that. And my first year of football was in 8th grade. And I knew I had a strong leg because I used to like play soccer for like a couple years, maybe like 5 or 6. And so I just started working on that from 8th grade to 9th grade season. And it just kind of skyrocketed from there. I started as a freshman and played a lot of minutes, obviously. And I just kept working on it ever since then. And I went to a bunch of camps, and my dad helped me out paying for the camps, obviously. And it just really skyrocketed from there.
Well, there's no question it skyrocketed, my man. That is a gift. Continue to work on that. Hopefully it helps get you a college education. There's no doubt. But you play wide receiver. You do a great job. You play corner. You're outstanding on the defense. I'm going to dive in there. The offense gets a lot of ink. There's no doubt about that. But every week I talk, your defense gets better every week. Last week you play Mogador, who's state power year in, year out. You throw a shutout. Talk about that defense a little bit.
Well, I mean, obviously we just like run to the ball a lot, and we have a good rally. And obviously up front, we have a bunch of big boys, and they're really fast. Like they're quick. And then our linebacker core with Nez, Tyndall, and Bodie, one of the best I've seen. They just know how to fill the gaps, and they run to the ball easily. And our secondary too. We have a deep secondary, and we can put a bunch of guys in who needs a break. And, it's just the depth is crazy. And we play with that. We play with the intensity and the drive. And It shows.
There's no question it shows, and you get better every week. That has to be nice. You talked about the depth. When I watch you guys play, I do see a lot of depth. Depth at the receiver position, depth in the secondary. But, Clayton, I'm going to tell you something. That O-line and D-line, them big old – and I get to talk to some of them. They're nasty, and they make your jobs easier because they occupy a lot of space. That has to be huge for that defense.
For sure, yeah, it is.
And then the offense – I can't even put a word to describe how much I like watching you play, because you could run it with two good backs, or he could keep it himself, or when you have to pass it, he's fun to watch. How fun as a receiver is it to play in Springfield's offense?
I mean, we take our pride in stock blocking, because, I mean, primarily we run the ball because we have two great backs, and
Medvec are two hard runners. There's no doubt.
Oh, they are for sure. But I mean, we practice day in and day out stock blocking, because, you know, like on the side, if the play gets bumped out, then we have to stock block, and it either results in a touchdown or a open field tackle. But when we do throw the ball, I mean, Bo has an arm and he's accurate with it, and it's just fun. We just got to catch it and get the yards after, and it's really unstoppable offense, to be honest.
So as a receiver for you, get a go route. You know you're just going because the ball's going to get out there. Is that fair?
Usually he overthrows us, but, I mean, just keep running. He'll give it to you.
Keep running. But it's a fun group to watch. We're with Clayton Medvec. He's a senior wide receiver, corner, kicker, does it all. And the kicking, folks, is fantastic, because that's a defensive weapon for the football team. The show is sponsored by WRS Insurance Solutions. From all of us at YSN, we thank them for all they do for Springfield football. But, Clayton, I noticed we're proud to be a part of your football team every week. I get to talk with Coach and all your players every week. My question for you, and I've talked to so many of your senior buddies, this is a tight-knit senior group. Talk about all of you as a group a little bit. What's this mean to play all these home games? But this week, after a win, you're going to go to the state semis. There's no doubt in my mind. But this is the last home game for this senior group. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, I mean, in 8th grade, I knew we were going to be special. We went 8-0. We beat South Range on their home turf, their new field. And I just knew, like, from then we were going to be a special class. I mean, last year, the state runners-up team, we had most of our senior class was starting or, I mean, playing, like, a significant amount of minutes. And I just knew, like, this year's going to be special. And for this to be our last home game, a regional final, like, that's crazy. Like, a regional final at home, that's just unheard of.
You said it right there. You've played. This will be your third, because you had a bye. So this will be the third playoff game at home.
This is
It does not get any better. There's not too many teams or players that get that opportunity. And Coach talks about it all the time, to touch the rock, to run out on the field. That is so special, and that's what we enjoy about covering this team, the closeness of you guys, the community that follows you. Takes me to my next question. You play in the state you play in the state finals. Obviously not the way you guys wanted it to end. Take me back to that. I'm going to put you in the spot. You're on the bus on the way home. You're going to be a senior. What's going through Clayton's mind on that bus ride back, that now I'm a senior and this is my last shot?
I mean, I was mainly just thinking about, like, that sucked, and, like, just like I just want, like, that sourness out of my mouth, and we're going to work hard this off season and hopefully get back to it, and not just, like, be there and play in it, but to win it and be the best team in Division 6.
Yeah, and I think you guys have done a great job. I wanted to ask you, with all the guys I talk to each week, that's never really brought up, that you guys want to get to that and win it. It's brought about, like, 1 week at a time. You've worked hard. That's impressive. Team. But I say this to a lot of people I talk to. There are teams that can say they want to win a state championship, and there are teams that say that and believe it. I think you guys are that type of team that you know how you are, how well you're coached, and a great opportunity to win a state championship. So that's a great opportunity. And folks, we'll have it. We're with Clayton Medvec, player profile, senior WRS Insurance Solutions is the sponsor of all these player profiles for Springfield. We'll have the game against Creston Norwayne. Give me your thoughts on Creston Norwayne. That's a good football team that's coming to town. Out some good players. Talk about it.
I mean, they're like mainly like us. They run it, pass it, but they're huge. Their offensive line, I would say, averages like 6'2", like 260, something like that. But I mean, their receiving core is very good. They like to sling it around. The quarterback has a nice arm. So we're just going to go in and play our game. They haven't played on grass, I don't think, yet. So
you got to love playing on grass when you're at home.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You up that home field. You know, everybody was like, why is Springfield playing there? Because it's their home field, folks. They know how to play Springfield. That's a great advantage.
Exactly, for sure. But
it's going to be a great game. I'll take our defense and offense against anybody in D6. I'll say that. I know you will. So, Springfield Nation, they need you. For those of you that are fortunate to have a ticket, be loud like you are every week. For those of you that don't have a ticket, hop on YSN. We'll have it for you. You can watch the Tigers get a win and head to the state semis and watch Clayton Medvec and the boys hopefully get that quest for a state championship that they so well deserve. But we'll end this with a little rapid fire. I'll ask you a couple questions. No wrong answers. But first one I'm going to ask you, because there's a little family relation. Coach Guerrero's a cousin. One word to describe Coach Guerrero.
Goofy.
Okay.
He's a goofy guy.
Goofy guy, but I see with all of you guys when I talk to you, you guys know how much he cares about you as a player.
Oh, yeah.
As an athlete. That has to be key. But that's a good answer. He is goofy. No doubt about that. I saw some of the highlight clips of last week's game. He was chest bumping people, high-fiving on the scoop and score.
Yeah.
He's got a little goofy in him, but good coaches need to be goofy. So that's a good answer.
He's a great coach. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he appreciates that. So shout out to Coach Guerrero. Favorite color Gatorade?
Cold blue.
Cold blue. Okay. Favorite food?
Oh, I have to say either chicken wings or ribs.
Okay, so I like both of those. So is there a favorite restaurant for one of those things? Chicken wings or ribs?
I'm actually gonna have to go with my dad's ribs and chicken wings, to be honest. He's a good chef, whatever you want to call it, or grill master.
There's nothing better than a home cooked meal. So shout out to Dad for serving it up. See, I would have said BW3s because that's where I had a lot, but
yeah, B-Dubs has good wings. Yeah,
are good. Pre-game hype for Clayton Medvec. What are you listening to? What's your go-to?
I like the Man of the Year by Schoolboy Q.
Okay.
That really gets me going. I don't know why, but it's just, and I like any kind of rap.
Okay.
I really just like focus on it. I just like, just get hyped to it.
There you go. As long as you're hyped up against Saturday night, that's all that matters. So
sure.
whatever you've been your go-to, you stick with that. Favorite college football team?
OSU for sure.
That's a good football team.
They're looking very good right now.
Started. A good thing for you as the senior. Wouldn't be a bad thing for your senior year. Springfield wins the state championship. Ohio State wins the national championship. That's football season.
That's a good year right there. Makes 2020 a lot better.
Yes, it does, because it hasn't been very good. Let's be honest.
No, it hasn't.
Very good. So off of that, let's go. Your favorite class you've had at Springfield?
I'm gonna have to say my junior year with Miss Krupa, anatomy. I just love learning about the body and stuff. I'm gonna major in that when I go to college. Exercise science. So
exercise science. That's a great major. So shout out to a teacher at Springfield. There's someone you want to shout out to? Maybe it's her.
Yeah. Miss Krupa.
Right. Go ahead, shout her out.
Shout out Miss Krupa and shout out Mr. Dunn.
All right. Mr. Dunn's a good guy too. I know Mr. Dunn. So those are two.
He's a great guy.
Absolutely, and a great teacher. Favorite pro football team?
The Cleveland Browns.
Me too. And that's I don't know. I shouldn't say that because 5-3, I'm okay with 5-3.
I am too. I mean, above 500, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. If we can go 5-3 the second half, I could live with 10-6. How about you?
I can too. I can too.
So we're on the same page with that. This is a good one, and I'm curious where we're gonna go. is there a model for you that in football that you want to model your game after, whether it be kicker, receiver, corner, somebody you like to watch, try to pick up?
I'd have to say Austin Seibert. I know he got cut from the Browns, but I mean, I've worked with him like privately, like private lessons.
I understand. And I don't understand that cut there. I thought that was way too fast.
That was way too fast, I feel like. But I mean, yeah, he's worked with me and he taught me a lot of things, and it really pushed me like to the next level in my game.
Well, that's
like,
awesome.
Kicking wise. So yeah.
And he will be back in the NFL. No doubt about that.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's a great guy, great kicker. So
that's a great answer. So role models off the field, who are they? Mom and dad?
Yeah, my mom and dad for sure.
All right. Shout them out. Tell them thanks one more time for everything they do.
Shout out my mom and my dad. I love you guys.
Yeah, shout out to your parents, obviously, from all of us at YSN. Thank you for the fine young men that you have representing not only your family, but Springfield High School and this football team. So great shout out there. And boy, this was a good one. The last thing I have for you that I ask all your senior buddies, how does Clayton Medvec want this senior season to end?
I want it to end with an undefeated season and a state championship ring.
Those are two great answers. And like I told you, to play playoff game number 3 at home, you guys as a group soak up every second of that, because not many teams get to do that. You've gone 1 week at a time. Get this week, and hopefully that state championship dream comes true for all of you guys, because I think, number one, you're talented enough, well coached, and the team that I hope I can watch win a state championship. So Clayton, thanks for joining us. You've been awesome. You represent Springfield so well on and off the field. From all of us at YSN, we wish you nothing but the best. Tell all the boys good luck. We'll all be tuned in Saturday night, and let's go beat Creston Norwayne.
Let's go. I appreciate it.
All right. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too.